Sejam muito bem-vindos a mais um vídeo aqui no canal do Pedroelcabello. Estamos de volta, rapaziada, com jogaço, recruta, com jogaço que é Starfield. Continuando o vídeo passado, mete o dedo no like, se inscreve. Seguimos aqui, ó, fazendo algo de interessante. Seguindo que eu falei com ela aqui, né? Acho que falei com outra pessoa lá, falei com ela. E agora eu vou falar com esse cara aqui pra ver o que tem e conhecer ele.
What'll it be, friend? Buying, selling? The trade authority takes anything and everything.
Aí sim. Sai pra lá, não sou camarada pra você. Só estou vendo o que a armazém oferece. Que traje é esse? O que é autoridade comercial?
Yeah, like you don't know. Oh, you really don't know, do you? To the public, we promote free trade throughout the galaxy. You see, Freestar Independent doesn't matter. To you and your friends here, same rules still apply. We buy and sell any goods, no questions asked.
Aí é bom. Que traje é esse?
A well-kept appearance gives the impression of a respectable establishment. The more respectable the place, the more credits people are willing to pay.
Verdade. Não, só estou vendo o que o armazém oferece.
The fleet's got an impressive commerce system. They even managed a legitimate doctor among their ranks. Business on the Key is like no other. It's the sole reason I'm here. For the credits.
Por que a Frota Escarlate permite que a autoridade comercial fique aqui?
It's the mutual benefit. The trade authority buys any goods of value. We don't care how you got it, only that we can profit from it. It's the fastest way to turn your hard-earned loot into legitimate credits, ready to spend. So, naturally, it made sense to establish a presence here. Why risk flying into New Atlantis or Aquila City when you can just do business here?
Há quanto tempo você está aqui na chave?
I'd say it's been about 10 years now since the Trade Authority assigned me this post. It felt a little extreme at the time, but I can see why they figured it was a good fit.
Pensei que a chave fosse só para a Frota Escarlate. Se tudo que quer ser um crédito, você se encaixa bem aqui. Pensei que a chave fosse só para a Frota Escarlate.
There are a few who share that sentiment. You'd think a successful business relationship would change their minds, but a few will always see me as an outsider. Regardless, as long as the fleet has goods to push, the Trade Authority will always maintain a presence on the Key.
Você já pensou em se juntar à frota?
I left a similar lifestyle behind when I joined the Trade Authority. I never looked back. A lot of the rooks here see freedom and lawlessness, but that's only if you don't get caught. True freedom is not having a bounty on your head, with every cop and mercenary out to get you.
Como você acabou trabalhando para a autoridade comercial?
Let's just say I've done my fair share of questionable activities in the past. With the credits I amassed, I gave the Trade Authority a sizable donation in exchange for a clean slate and a stable job. So, here I am, at your service.
Vamos falar de negócios.
Always looking forward to something mutually beneficial.
O que você vende aí, hein? Opa, digihack. Vou levar os 3. Ainda não sei para que servem essas coisas, então não. Não. Quero. Quanto era? Nem vi.
I was hoping.
Granada é bom. Aprendi a usar, eu quero. Não. Isso aqui não vai ter nada de bom que eu queira. O meu já é bom. Munição. Opa. Tem que saber qual é a munição pra quê. Pra algumas armas lá. Não quero nenhuma. Tá bom. Valeu.
Remember, all trades are restriction free.
Todas as vendas são sem restrições. Restrições? Deixa eu ver o que eu tenho. Não tenho nada de errado, não. Tem alguma coisa pra vender? Não tem, não. Dessa Equinox. Deixa aí por enquanto.
Your credits are always good at the Trade Authority.
Opa, é como... Ah, você tá vendendo as coisas aqui. Tá. Tem mais alguém vendendo alguma coisa aqui? Posso te ajudar, encrenca? Ai, te lascar.
You don't steal from your own.
Sai pra cá e vem pra cá, calma aí. Pô, o computador levantou. Estojo de munição. Tem munição ali, eu quero. Opa!
So, tell us about Jasper Cricks's version of the Crimson Scar.
All I can tell you is that under my guidance, the Crimson Scar became more influential than every other syndicate combined. Here I was, 22 years old, and I had power, people that followed my orders, and an endless stream of credits. Gale, I have to tell you, I was having the time of my life.
So you consider extortion, robbery, burglary, kidnapping, assault, and murder to be positive life influences?
No. I'd consider them as just means to an end. Those so-called crimes were merely stepping stones until I had enough wealth to buy the Crimson Scar a few spacecraft.
Yes, let's talk about that. It appears you weren't satisfied with terrorizing New Atlantis alone.
Oh, I've never stopped reaching, Gale. The amount of money we were making in New Atlantis was decent, but the really big scores were in space on the cargo ships. We're talking millions of credits, maybe more. Who the hell could count it all?
Most people assume this is when the UC decided to actively set up a task force to pursue the Crimson Scar.
That's correct. Those idiots in charge of the United Colonies were clearly embarrassed that they had allowed the Crimson Scar to make the jump into space. They sent ships after us. Lots of ships. I almost think that they enjoy starting wars.
Perhaps this was the first time you had finally reached too far.
You could say that. I count my time running the Crimson Scar as a learning experience. I wouldn't say I reached too far. I'd say I reached too fast. Didn't cover all my bases. Made some stupid mistakes. One thing's for certain, though. When I was finally arrested and thrown into the lock, I had plenty to think about.
If you need credits, hit up the mission boards at the core. Fleet before everything. What now, Rook?
So there I am. UC security on my tail, and my grav drive just chokes.
Here to upgrade
And you
that
know what
ship
I
of
find
yours?
back there? The fattest leech I've ever seen.
So, looks like we got ourselves a new rook. Once again, I'm Jazz.
Opa, você que arruma o lugar esconderijo na minha
You
nave?
need ship parts, repairs? I'll hook you up. As long as your credits are good.
Que é entre você e a Neva?
Neva's mine, so don't be getting any ideas. She may be a little rough around the edges, but she's just looking out for her own. There's no one better to have your back.
Jazz, a Neva não chamou você de Jasmine?
Neva's the only one who calls me that, amongst other things. To you and everyone else, it's just plain old Jazz.
Deve ser bem trabalhoso manter esta lata funcionando sem suporte vital. Espero que a frota tenha uma variedade mais ampla que a UC e a Confederação Freestar.
It may not be wider, but it's not on the books if that's what you're getting at. I can guarantee your ship will be in good hands. So if you're looking for an upgrade, let me know. We got the best selection in the settled systems. Illegal, unregistered, recalled. We sell it all. No questions asked.
As peças vão aparecer nos leitores de segurança da UC ou Freestar?
No. You buy from me, you're worry-free. I can't have my customers getting caught now, can I? That's bad for business.
Nem pensar, só gosto de peças de fabricante legítimo. Tô sempre em busca de novidades.
Anything that keeps the UC and Freestar Rangers off your tail is a must-have in my book. Just let me know when you want to talk business.
Você veio parar na chave.
Truth is, the fleet rescued me. Of course, I wouldn't have needed rescuing if they hadn't blown up the ship I was working on. Delgado plucked me out of space and brought me to the key. I took one look at the place and was compelled to work. Soon after, he offered me a permanent spot with the fleet.
As coisas entre você e a Eva são sérias?
Serious enough that you don't have a chance in hell? Neva's got a fire in her. The kind you only see in an engine pushed to its limit. She doesn't half-ass a damn thing, and I love her for it.
Pode me ajudar com minha nave?
Sure. It's not like I'm busy keeping this rust bucket of a station from falling apart.
Tudo bem com a minha nave por enquanto. Deixa eu ver as peças que você tem à venda. Minha nave precisa de reparos. Quero ver modificar minhas naves. Deixa eu ver as naves que você tem à venda. Quero ver modificar minhas naves.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like changing it up to make a ship feel new again.
É você não que vende o compartimento? Pelo jeito não. Mais 5 de vida. Bom.
Recall UC system. The fleet protects our ward.
Se ilustrar aí já era.
Turn against us, and you are dead.
We may not have official security,
Sai à frente, caralho.
but we are always
Quer
looking
apanhar?
for traitors.
O lugar é grandinho aqui.
In the fleet, you either put up, shut up, or die. Your choice.
Pirata.
Yeah?
Ah, é aqui pra falar com o cara.
Soon, everyone's going to learn to fear the fleet.
Clarão. Não!
So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet.
Só quero pegar minha grana. Depois que a Neva me fez passar, acho bom que ela mesma indicar. Acho bom mesmo ela me indicar. Não vou decepcionar. Só quero pegar minha grana.
You and everyone else on the station. Keep following orders and you'll get paid. It's as simple as that. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death. You stay loyal or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself.
Edito, chefe. Não gosto de receber ordens. Aqui tantas regras na organização pirata. Só espero que a frota não venha antes do café da manhã porque eu sou de acordar tarde. Pra que tantas regras na organização pirata?
Of course we have rules. If you think the Crimson Fleet was built on a lawless dream, think again. Our influence, our money, our respect comes from meticulous planning and every last soul in the fleet following my orders to the letter. That is why you need to learn to place the fleet before everything.
Eu espero que a frota não venha antes do café da manhã porque eu sou de acordar tarde.
Hey, if you've got a problem, I can decorate that wall behind you with your brains.
Eita.
Could use a little color if you ask me.
It's all right, neighbor. I admire this rook's backbone. Takes a lot of guts to crack jokes with the threat of death staring them in the face.
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarol for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, Neva. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it.
Quantos testes e iniciações eu vou ter que fazer?
What? Were you expecting a goddamn graduation ceremony? Think I'm just going to slap a skull on you and send you on your way? Make no mistake. You are being tested all the time. Every job you take will be under constant scrutiny. And Neighbor? Oh, she's just waiting for you to screw things up.
Então você leva todo pirata novo nessas iniciações?
Of course. Where else could I find such a perfect location to weed out any rooks who'd be wasting the fleet's time?
Que código é esse que a Neva mencionou? Talvez seja bom me falar um pouco mais sobre o legado do Crunks. Que código é esse que a Neva mencionou?
Through a bit of luck and a hell of a lot of cash, Neva was able to get her hands on an access code to the inside of the lock. This will be the first time someone from the Crimson Fleet has set foot in there for, well, since Crix left the place behind. It has been frustrating being this close to potential clues, but not being able to find a way through those prison walls.
Talvez fosse bom me falar um pouco mais sobre o legado do Crunks.
Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score, one that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's legacy, and everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead, and I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC's death.
Isso não vai só fazer a frota virar um alvo ainda maior para Difícil.
You forget the UC is still licking its wounds from the colony wars. They don't have the capability to mount a full-scale assault. And if they were foolish enough to attack, we would have the manpower to push those pendejos right back to Jemison. If we have Crix's legacy.
Mas se a Neva tiver certo, o legado do Crix não for real.
Listen to the words that I am saying. The legacy is real. You will find that out in due time, provided you're willing to put in the work. Nothing worth having ever comes easy.
Though the idea of the legacy has probably been blown a bit out of proportion, I'm certain there's an element of truth to its existence.
Só vamos logo com isso. Essa ambição é meio desmetida. A gente vai ser imbatível.
Exactly. Now you're beginning to understand. Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting.
Ok. 250 XP. Aumentou o nível. Boa. Tá.
Got mixed feelings about my last job. On the one hand, lost a friend. But on the other hand, I got the creds.
Tá, deixa eu ver só quanto tá o jogo, rapaziada. Fluminense tá jogando com o Internacional. Internacional Fluminense. Tá 1-0 ainda pro Internacional. O meu Palmeiras joga amanhã para ver se vai enfrentar alguém na final, se o Palmeiras passar. Digihack. Tá, eu quero falar com as pessoas lá embaixo. Fruta. Parte 4.
My arrest was spectacular. Definitely one for the record books. UC Security sent an armada after our little fleet of ships and picked us off one by one until the remainder of us made it to the wheel.
For a listener's benefit, that was the star station in orbit around Voli that you destroyed just before your arrest, correct?
You see, that's what they'd have you believe, but the truth is much less sinister. There was a firefight on the wheel when they tried to bring us in. We holed up, but UC Security unleashed hell. The damage they caused was catastrophic. We only surrendered so we wouldn't die when the station exploded.
Well, the UC says you set demolition charges to try and cover your tracks and make your escape.
That's their story. You'll have to go with your gut on what you think really happened. Anyway, they took us in and tossed us into the lock. That lovely resort they opened on Suvorov.
And you were imprisoned there for how long?
Well, it was supposed to be for life, Gale. But I ended up serving 2 years before I decided I'd had enough.
Is there any particular reason that you started the riots that eventually led to the worst prison break in United Colony's history?
Yes. I'm quite proud of that, actually. I honestly didn't think it would go as well as it did. As for the reason, well, it's simple. The UC were treating us like animals. The conditions in the lock were ridiculously bad and no one cared. That's why they stuck us on that ice ball in the first place. Out of sight, out of mind.
Your escape caused the deaths of many that were stationed at the lock. Some would brand that as a bit dismissive for what you're describing as a protest. If you were simply advocating for your fellow inmates, Why didn't you just go through the proper channels?
And what the hell was I supposed to do? Send a strongly worded letter to my duly appointed representative? Wake up. The UC only responds to actions, not words. In my mind, there was no other choice. You know what? Let's move past my time at the lock so we can get to the point of this goddamned interview.
Mais de hack.
Bogged grog is fine if you like cheap moonshine. Give me an early brown lager and I'm good.
I don't know about
Já falei com
you,
você.
but I think the welcome sign really lends itself to the alluring charm of this star station.
No price is too high when it comes to protection.
Falar com você.
Heading out. May want to look into some armor upgrades first.
Você por acaso sai em incursões com os outros?
What, me? Nah, not anymore. When it comes to aim, there ain't no one worse. True facts. My friends like to say I'd have better luck talking someone to death than shooting. Yep. My talents are best suited for making protective gear. Helmets, vests, suits. You could say I'm a tailor, not a fighter.
Qual a sua especialidade?
Well, only the best tactical gear to protect your ass this side of the galaxy. Metal plated for when you're up against bullets. Leather for those jobs that might require a subtle touch. All made by yours truly, of course, except for a few used odds and ends that no one's gonna miss.
Quero dar uma olhada, eu gostei.
Well, only the best protective gear
Ele
you
falou
can
pouco.
find.
O cabelo dele igual ao meu. Pouco menor. Arma tem uma. Talhador. Não quero mais essas coisas. Isso aqui. $10 de hack. Comprar. Valeu.
Stay safe out there.
E você? Tem você e tem você.
Need something? These materials don't sell themselves.
O que você vende por aqui?
It's a
Você vende
general
aqui.
store, which means I sell general goods. Mostly junk that no one else wants to carry. Raw materials, blueprints, spare parts. Fascinating, I know.
Então, como você veio parar na frota?
I don't do small talk. You want to do business? We'll do business. You want to chat? Go see Bog.
Deixa eu ver o que você tem aí.
Behold, my random assortment.
Porra. Eu não sei ainda pra que serve isso, então. Isso aqui eu quero. Tá, comida, não. Peças de nave. Quero. Você não vende kit? Não. Valeu.
Oh, bye, I guess. Weapons for all occasions.
Arma, você vende?
Well, well. Neva's new hotshot. I knew you'd find your way back to my little corner of the key. Everyone always does.
O que você vende?
Take a look around, genius. And don't tell me you've never laid eyes on a gun before. But just in case I need to spell it out for you, the merch I carry is known as weapons and ammunition. Get it?
Não vejo nada especial nesse seu canto. Vamos pular a introdução, só vim aqui para comprar.
Hey, if you want to pour credits into my pocket, you won't hear any arguments from me.
Só arma, eu não quero.
I carry most of the standard hardware. You know, Kinetics, electromags, energy,
Explosivo.
even a few explosives. Occasionally, I stock a few smuggled items. Basically the stuff SysDev doesn't want you to play with. Just don't screw me over or I'll be inclined to give you a free demo. With your head as the target.
Essa ameaça funcionaria se você me desse medo. Eu recém cheguei, mas você pode confiar em mim. Deixa eu adivinhar, problemas de confiança.
Oh, we all have trust issues here. A little advice, Sadiqi? The fleet's trust can't be bought.
Como em qualquer lugar.
You earn it. You bleed for the fleet bleeds for you. Pure and simple. Anyone who says otherwise is either lying or getting ready to stab you in the back.
Algo me diz que este é base em uma experiência bem pessoal. Acho que a professora entende.
Please, I don't need your concern.
Tô é curioso.
All I care about is separating you from your credits. So let's leave our professional relationship at that, all right?
Sua loja é a mais popular aqui?
I'd argue Boggs got me beat as far as customer base goes. But when it comes to profit, I am on
Porra, o
top.
PC tá quente.
A good gun's what makes all the difference out there sometimes. And for some, it's the only thing they'll ever trust.
Vai explicar o que você vê, não. Quer saber o que você tem no estoque.
Kinetic, electromag, energy, I got it all.
Isso é bom. Bom. Incendiária, não deixa. Pô, essa é boa, hein? Quanto é? Vixe, 30 mil. Ó. As armas da hora, ó. Tem umas armas boas, hein? Vou comprar agora não.
Need more weapons or ammo? Come see me.
Ok. Tem mais gente por aí.
You might find a deal or two here. If you can overlook the spatters of blood covering all the stolen goods, of course.
Já falei com você.
Always ask for a bigger cut. It's all about making those credits.
Valeu pela dica. Que lugar é esse, cara? Carregou pra entrar aqui. É um bar? Tô só escutando. Bora, jogo. Oxi. Drinks.
Music in the novo will get you in the mood for a job.
TK says junk was bulletproof. I've got a broken rim that says otherwise.
Bugou.
Did stop the bullet.
Comandante.
I'm hungry. You hungry? Because that would be two of us.
Ô, louco.
Well, isn't this cozy? It appears we've stumbled across the embodiment of the phrase absolute mayhem.
Todo mundo aqui não é pirata.
I hope Bug has something strong enough to knock me out.
Smuggling needs a real job any day. I heard Isma's sisters some hardcore.
Parte 5 tá aqui.
Certainly. Let's talk about something else. How did the Crimson Scar become the Crimson Fleet?
After I busted out of the lock, I decided to take things to the next level. I had the key, a few UC ships, and a couple dozen ex-cons at my side. But I needed more. So I sent Once word got around, it didn't take long for freelance pirates from every corner of the settled systems to show up.
And this is how the Crimson Fleet was born.
Exactly. The key became our base of operations. We spent months reinforcing our position there, making it nearly impossible to approach.
What was the UC's response to the situation?
First of all, UC Security gave up and handed the reins over to the big guns, the UC Navy. The Navy in turn sent ships to attack the key. I'd say there have been 3 major attacks over the last few years. And as you can tell by the fact we're having this interview, all the attacks were embarrassing failures.
Do you feel these embarrassing failures led them to form UC systems?
Absolutely. They've clearly given up and decided to shove the responsibility onto a separate division. That way, in the public eye, the UC Navy can move forward, proud and strong, while UC SysDef continually takes all the blame. It's all about PR spin for them, Gale. That's how the UC operates. Kinda disgusting, don't you think?
Sounds a bit like you're trying to deflect attention off the atrocities the Crimson Fleet commits on a daily basis.
Atrocities, huh? How about fighting the Freestar Collective over a bunch of rocks hanging in space? How about thousands of people dying while a bunch of pencil-pushing bastards sit in a cushy office and draw lines on a star map? Maybe the United Colonies should stop the bullshit and take a hard look in the mirror to see who the monsters really are.
There's a huge difference between being prepared and carrying too much.
My friend's got a point, Bug. Every pirate in this joint comes to the Nova for a drink.
The fleet is family.
Degolador. Então você é o famoso brejo.
Well, I was wondering when you'd wander my way. The name's Fergus. Fergus Wickham. But you could call me Bog. Welcome to the last Nova, where the drinks are never free.
Caso forem enviados aos seus pais. Ah, tá. Meus pais já estão tomando meu dinheiro. Deixa eu ver quanto tá o jogo. Então você é o barman daqui? Tá, o jogo ainda tá 1-0.
Guilty? You name it, I got it. Although I can't speak.
Aí você perde o cliente.
We don't believe in expiration dates here as long as it gets the job done.
Como você ganha essa habilidade do brejo?
Got it back in my experimental days. Before we fixed up Nova, she was a real boggy mess. Practically an indoor swamp. I figured some of what's growing around here could make some decent booze. Some might say I only got the booze part right.
Acabei de achar meu novo lar longe de casa. Não tô aqui pra bater papo, vim pra ver.
As long as you're buying, stay as long as you like. The last Nova never sleeps, so no last call here. Since it's your first time with us, I'm willing to make an exception to the rule and offer you my speciality on the house. 1 free bottle of Bog's Grog.
Deixa eu adivinhar. Um gosto adquirido. De graça até injeção na testa. Parece bem nojento, pode mandar. De graça até injeção na testa.
Can't complain, right? And if you like it, you're in luck. Cheapest drink you can find, and guaranteed to drown those sorrows.
O que tem na sua breja do brejo?
Now that's a trade secret, mate, and a homegrown one at that. But nothing to worry about. I've been serving it up going on 20 years now. Only things that kill my customers are bullets and stupidity.
Algo que possa me dizer sobre a última nova?
Nova wasn't always the lovely sight you see before you. She used to be a hydro farm and put up quite a fight when we decided to give her a makeover. Overgrown water everywhere. Almost gave up. But what's a proper home without a pub, eh?
Que ter o cardápio.
See for yourself.
Rum diluído com água, um toque de limão com uma pitada de pólvora. Capacidade de carga aumenta por 10 minutos. Tá bom. Tá até munição. Valeu.
Last Nova never closes, so come back anytime.
Vambora. Aqui tá 30 FPS aqui dentro. Acho que eu já falei com todo mundo, né?
Visiting with the Crimson Fleet, eh? Always a pleasure.
I've got bounties in every system. Idiots will
Tá
never.
academia aqui.
If you're doing any lifting later.
You see cis def as a joke. They haven't caught us yet.
Ok. Ah, parte 2.
Stellar rise to infamy begins.
Nossa.
In the streets of New Atlantis. No parents, no godparents. Just a homeless punk kid robbing whoever he could for the credits.
Were these violent crimes? Murders?
I'm a bit offended you even asked that question, Gail. Sure, a few people here and there walked away with injuries, but I'm not some kind of butcher.
That doesn't sound as heartless as your reputation would imply.
Well, like I said, I was just a kid.
Were you ever caught by the authorities in New Atlantis?
Oh, dozens of times. I'd just give them a fake name, or they just slap me on the wrist and send me on my way. They obviously didn't think that I'd amount to anything and didn't want to waste their time with rehabilitation.
What changed that? Was it the robbery in 2218?
2218. Oh, yeah. The Galbank archives. Very good, Gail. I see you've done your research. That would be when I rounded up a few of my buddies and we knocked the place over. Made off with a ton of credits. My first big score.
Is that why the Crimson Scar decided to bring you into their ranks?
That's right. They brought me in, taught me the ropes, and I did crimes for them for 5 years. Till I decided I wanted more. I got rid of their leader, put myself in his place, and started running the show. I've been the one in charge ever since.
Was it absolutely necessary to cut his throat and leave the body on a public street in the well?
On the street, reputation is everything. I wanted everyone in the city to know that Jasper Cricks was taking over. I think they got the message.
É. Ah, tá. Achei que tava atirando em mim.
Man, I get so tired of pirates on this station patting themselves on the back. I killed this. I stole that. Shut the hell up and get back to work.
Sai, Sara.
If I had a billion creds, I'd run my own city. Like
O lugar é grande.
How much gear's costing us now? We gotta hit some military convoys or something.
Aqui onde vocês dormem. Opa.
So wait, say that again. You think I'm home?
Stop playing games. We both know your real name is Lionel Soto, and you know why I'm here.
Who are you? Fleet? Ecliptic? An independent?
I've spent 2 long years and every credit I had looking for you, just so I could look you in the eye before I pulled the trigger.
Hey, what's with the gun? There must be some mistake. I honestly don't know who you are.
Of course you don't know who I am. You're never concerned with the death you leave in your wake, in your pursuit of greed. You killed my husband, you son of a bitch! And now I'm going to kill you!
such a terrible shame. All that time and money she wasted.
Caralho, ele matou.
Ah, well. Better get rid of the body. So wait. Say that.
We end up on the wrong side of sister cruiser. There'll be some marks.
Ah, agora eu posso entregar evidências lá pra ele. Opa, mais. Esse é qual? 7. Eu não achei um ainda.
Final question before we wrap up.
Fine. Go ahead.
When is enough going to be enough? How many credits does Jasper Crick need until he's satisfied?
I should have expected you to ask such a stupid question. How the hell could you ever understand? You with your fancy education and your sheltered upbringing and your cushy media job. Me, I came from nothing. Everything I own, I've literally drawn blood to gain.
There's no need to get personal. I'm simply trying to state the facts so that our listeners can make judgments of their own.
Lady, I got news for you. Half of your listeners think I'm a hero. The other half are scared out of their goddamn minds, and they should be.
Perhaps we should talk about something else.
No, that's it. We're done. Can you guys get her the hell out of here? Make sure she takes all this sound equipment with her.
Well, that's it then. Thank you for your...
Actually, before you go, Gail, there's one more thing I would like to say.
Yes, of course. What is it?
When you broadcast this interview on SSNN, I want you to remember that I'll be listening. If you edit even one word or manipulate my voice to change anything I've said, I will hunt you down and kill you.
Cara, é foda, hein?
Do you understand?
I understand. You have my word.
Cara, é monstro. Só preciso achar a parte 1, acho que eu achei todas as outras. Esse aqui era de Giac. As portas tá abrindo e fechando.
Rick? Yeah?
Pô, queria achar o outro.
Got mixed feelings about my last job. On the hand,
Opa.
on the other hand,
Is it really necessary for you to drag around all that gear?
Sim.
Need to have Aludra take a look at this kinetic. Recoil's off.
Esse aqui era. Vou precisar achar a parte 1.
If this works out, I'll have a reliable source of quality med supplies.
Cadê a porta última nova que eu vi ali? Deixa eu ver se o jogo ainda tá assim mesmo. É. Tá 1 a 0 ainda. Aqui é o drink. Tem nada aqui não. Tá aqui a bebida. Eu vim aqui já? Já. Eu tava aqui.
Are you looking to start something? Because I'll soon everyone is going to learn.
Só falta um, bicho. Eu acho. Ô, louco.
Too many missions, not enough time.
Rook?
You've got stuff to smuggle, I've got the stuff to hide it.
Pedido para 17, prova.
Hey, champ. I'm including this month's list of parts I need for the key. Don't bust a gut. It's hefty, but I know you can handle it. I'm gonna need a lot more than usual this time. I'm planning to overhaul the entire electrical system before it completely shorts out. Oh yeah, thanks for sending over the key's reactor specs. I can't tell you exactly why I needed those. Dell said to keep it hush-hush. As far as next month's shipment, start scrounging up some parts so I can spruce up our defensive batteries. They're looking kind of rusty. Well, I guess that's it for now. I'll have my people in New Atlantis drop off the payment at the spaceport. Just make sure you aren't being followed. We wouldn't want the UC to know they're providing replacement parts to the Crimson Fleet.
Eu acho que eu não preciso da parte 1 pra entregar lá não, né? Depois eu volto aí. Eu vou entregar esse negócio lá.
A slow ship will get you caught. Talk to Jazz if you need upgrades.
Entrega evidências atento. Eu vou lá. Cadê? Dá pra ir aqui assim?
Yeah.
Sei lá. Ah. Dominei. Tá. Novo 21. Cadê minha vida? Oh. Ah, minha vida tá ali. Deixa eu beber. Eu bebi? Acho que sim. Foi pra 205. Bora. Partiu, partiu. O que ela tá falando aí? Ixi, o Fluminense empatou. Acabou de empatar. O que ela falou? Eu cliquei errado. E aí, foi gol ou não? Volta. Foi gol ou não, fiote? Contato vai falar, deixa eu ver o que vai falar. Tá. Foi gol ou não, cara? Foi. Aos 37. O Fluminense fez.
Greetings, Captain.
Howdy.
Deixa eu correr que eu vou fazer a missão.
My family's all in the UCD. Me, sister, I got bragging rights.
We're back. Anything to report?
Anything new to report?
Sim.
What can I do for you?
Que outras informações você pode me dar sobre a frota?
They're pirates in every sense of the word, but they've managed to get more organized under their current leadership. That makes them especially dangerous, but hopefully it makes them a little more predictable too.
Vou ter acesso a algum recurso da Defs enquanto estiver a paisana?
We'll provide you with information, but any inventory or ship services, it's best you get from the fleet. It'll help you maintain your cover and also give you an idea of how the fleet's operation works.
Por que manter prisioneiro a bordo da vigilância quando dá para mandar direto para a cadeia?
Two reasons. First, Commander Akande's playing this operation extremely close to the vest. That means keeping prisoners under his own roof until this is resolved. Second, this is an undercover mission. For our safety and yours, we need to keep these prisoners out of the spotlight.
Tem evidências para você.
Nice work. Let me take a look.
Descobri algumas informações interessantes sobre o Hadley Studios. De acordo com isso aqui, tem algum infiltrado passando materiais para Jasmine Duran. Descobri algumas informações interessantes sobre o Hadley. Dá pra voltar pra falar em outra.
Mr. Yasso is actually Leonel
1300.
Soto. We thought Soto was dead. At least, that's what the records told us. I'll have the records updated, but seeing as Mr. Yasso has surrounded himself with the Crimson Fleet, there isn't much we can do.
Ô, maluco, maluco.
Yet. Any other fragments?
De acordo com isso aqui, tem algum infiltrado passando materiais para Jasmine Duran.
Yeah, you're right. But there's no way this was a solo job. Shifting all those parts takes serious manpower. I'll send this to Mast so they can shake the tree a bit, see what falls out. Looks like Durand better start looking for parts somewhere else. Anything else?
É só isso que eu tenho por enquanto.
All right. Keep up the good work. I'll be here if you have any more questions.
É isso.
I bet operations on the key are
Então, achei mais provas.
looking forward to reading your report.
E deixar o próximo vídeo, né? Tem que procurar mais evidências, então vamos lá. Partiu. Ah, da onde eu tô não pode.
Aren't you bored of the key?
E aí, Vascão? Deixa eu embarcar.
For you.
Deixa eu ver se tá 1 a 1 ainda. Oba. O que é tanta coisa que eu tô carregando? Vixe, mais o gol do Fluminense. Viraram. Caralho, o Fluminense virou. Cadê? Eu tinha. Como pegar o negócio pra arrumar a nave, sei lá. Fica direto na nave. Talvez sim. Capacete, mochila, traje, arma. Tanta coisa eu tô carregando pesado, cara. Essas coisas não pesam nada. Tá. Eu tô com sobrecarga, velho. Só não tô porque eu acho que eu bebi a bebida. Cara, o que que tem aqui de tão... Aqui é tudo zero, o peso. Ah, peças de nave aqui. É 10 cada um. Aí. Isso aí tá pesando, cara. Tem 90 quilos só aí. Cadê? Onde fica? Onde fica a peça de nave, cara? A peça de nave não pode deixar aí? Ah, eu tô na... Aqui. Aqui. Ah... Agora eu tô com 103. Eu ia deixar o negócio das coisas mais pesadas pra eu saber. Ah, tá. Do nada, mó pesadão. Ok.
Glad to see you're back at one piece.
Vamos lá. É, não queria pousar não. Caraca, conseguiu tomar a virada. Ah, é aqui que eles estão? A missão é aqui mesmo?
Captain, do you require my assistance?
Tá, então deixa pro próximo vídeo, ok? Ok. Então é isso. Por enquanto, Fluminense indo pra final da Libertadores. E se pegar, vai pegar meu... Se o Palmeiras passar, pega o Fluminense por enquanto, né? Não sei quanto ele deu de acréscimo, não vou ver. Mas é isso. Então nós se vemos no próximo vídeo, ok? É nóis e nóis. Nós continua e vai fazendo a missão aí. Da Frota Escarlate, né? E é isso. Muito obrigado por assistir até aqui. É nóis. Valeu. Até o próximo vídeo e fui!